Well, it's interesting you mention that because those are just classic breakdowns that you find. And it was interesting when I was doing, this was back in my early 17 days when I was working on the industry of insulation. So I follow on architects on projects. These guys really don't have, but they would generally say, here's the main engineering project. And what was great was at least they were willing to say, this is
hey everybody, it's noon. Well, it's actually 11:59, which is weird. But no, it's noon there. Yeah, is that Apple time? That's my phone, right? Apple time. So welcome everybody to Lunch and Arbor Marketing. How's everybody doing today? Everybody doing okay? Everybody doing okay? Good. Yeah, I'm glad we have a large crowd today because it'll kind of warm it up. It's a little chilly outside, so warm it up, order your hot chocolates, whatever you need, your soup. And hopefully we'll get it going here. But my name is Derek Reveln, CEO of Ingenix Digital Marketing. And next to me is Stacy Collick from Dollar Bill Printing. And we're up here welcoming you to Lunch and Arbor Marketing. Is there anyone here who's here for your very first LA2M meeting? Oh, quite a few. Okay, welcome, folks. Welcome.
Thank you.
We do meet every Wednesday, and as you see, we have great food. You know, there's menus out in front. If you'd like lunch, it's $10, and that includes drink and your tip. You're welcome to tip extra if you want. It's a fine serving staff, but $10 includes that. And LA2M is a nonprofit organization, so we're a 501c3 nonprofit focused on marketing education, and that's kind of our shtick. We have a little sports center music to go with that. But the reason Stacy's up here is because she's our treasurer. Okay, so we do it old school here. We pass the hat. We have a suggested $3 donation. If you want to throw some money in the hat, you're welcome. You certainly don't have to. But we're a completely volunteer organization, which means that nobody gets paid to do this. And excuse me. And amazingly, we have meetings every week, right? Every week, every Wednesday. So please come back, bring a friend next time. Join us on LinkedIn, join us on Facebook. We're in all the usual places. If anyone here checks in on Foursquare, you can check right in at LA2M. And you can also use, well, that's my bad code.
Oh, okay. I was
before you hit it. That's
the guy behind me.
I know, like, mildly OCD about that. Anyways, yeah, join us on Facebook. Don't drink the Derek's Diet Coke while he's up at the stage. Just kidding. Okay, so no, we can make more. We can always make more than machines. So anyways, thanks for being here. And today we have JT Pedersen, who's standing right here to my left, and he's a long-time lammer, long-time person, and also Deb Nystrom, who's not here, but Deb's going to join us remotely from satellite from Space Lab, so JT's going to play that in a second. But real quick, before I get into just final introductions, Dr. Thomas Blackwell is our sponsor this month. See Doc over here? You got to meet Doc. Very friendly guy, wonderful guy, and he works with Impel, which is kind of a motivational coaching company. Doc's a wonderful guy, and if you go to our LA2M newsletter, which I'm sure you get, it goes out to over 1,700 people. Doc has a nice banner there talking about his business. LA2M is supported by sponsors like Doc, so thank you, Doc, for sponsoring. Excuse me, this is cold. To sponsor LA2M is only $200 for the month, and that gets you usually 4 newsletters with a nice banner on the bottom and link to your website, and we talk about you at meetings and etc. And actually, we are short a February sponsor. So if anybody's looking to kind of boost sales in February, like I said, our newsletter goes out to over 1,700 people. We have really great speakers all through February. $200 to be that sponsor. Is anyone feeling lucky today? Anybody want to claim that spot? Oh, Lindsay from Metal Pet Design. Okay, let's give her a round of applause. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you. Great. Just make out a check for $200 to LA2M, and we'll get you all set up. Nice, pretty banner. You can even help us design it because you're such a wonderful designer. Okay. All right. Enough business talk. Let's get a big round of applause for Mr. JT Pedersen and Deb Nystrom.
Well, good. Can everybody hear me? I feel like I'm echoing here a little bit. Good morning. Welcome to Lunch and Arbor Marketing. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak with you. I think we've got a little bit of reverberation there. Test. Deb Nystrom and I were going to try a different approach today. Unfortunately, she had a conflict with one of her customers and needed to get called away. So I'll introduce Deb Nystrom, my partner, and I'll let her speak to you directly via video this morning. And I am optimistic that we'll work just fine.
I want to say hello from Video Land. Sorry I can't be with you live today, but I'm glad to partner with JT and share with you what I've learned about curation over the last number of months. So it's been pretty cool. So let's get on. I think I'm headed in the right direction with curation. Perhaps it's something you might want to consider for your business. I can't believe it, but it's actually been 2 years since I was last here at LA2M talking about a new tool that I was really a big fan of at the time, Pedersen, and I still use it. And I still have the slide share that's available on the LA2M website right here, what Pedersen was like 2 years ago. I like to create blogs for everything under the sun. It's easy to do that. So I have my main blog for my consulting business, Reveln Consulting. This is on the Poster site. It's not my mothership on WordPress. This is on Posters. And that's something I talked about a year ago in this program, is using Posters, but also creating a whole bunch of other blogs. I've got 20 now. Back then I had 9. I'm up to 20. I use them for everything. I've got private blogs, I've got all kinds of storage in there of things that I do with my consulting group. All sorts of things happening in here. So what was that all about? Well, I can tell you that what I was doing was a lot of research. I still use Reveln Consulting. I have over 100,000 views on that. But I have it integrated into my website, which I'm also going to show you. Here is my main website. This is Reveln Consulting. You're actually seeing it from my WordPress administrative page. I have Posters embedded right on the front page. So that mini blog where I can put, in an agile way, any kind of little mini articles or reblogs or riffing on blog posts. In this case, I'm talking about my program that I'm doing at a conference coming up in Las Vegas. And in a couple months, I'm going to be on a big panel, and I put that on my Posters blog. However, what I'm doing is organizing and aggregating. I am not curating. So I want to give you a little context and history about what I've learned about curation. I wanted to show you that the idea of curation actually came from Detroit, the Future Midwest 2011 conference at Detroit Eastern Market, and there, standing next to Dee Davy, there's myself, I encountered Oliver Starr with pearl trees and learned all about curation. First time I'd heard of it. That's where it started for me. I was discovering that my niches were finding me, but I needed to do something with this information overload that I was contributing to. Great quote by Pete Cashmore here. We are overloaded with information. There is great content out there, but what happens if you can't work with it because there's just too much? So I started my usual researching to find out more about curation, and I discovered online a great series of photos from the optimalaccesspeople.com, and here they are. It's not about filtering. It's not about aggregating. It's about organizing selectively, like a good library does, making good choices. One woman is going to New Zealand in about a month. The other woman has lived there for 3 years and knows the South Island really well, all the good places to go see. They happen to find each other at Jazzercise, and I happen to overhear this conversation. This actually happened earlier this week. So, guess what? The one is curating good information, good places to see, and good places to go on the internet to find information. The other woman, who I asked about this, said that she was overwhelmed. She could not find, it was just too much information. She couldn't find really what she needed to help her sort out where to go visit
in New Zealand, and where on the South Island should she go? I just happen to have a son that is in New Zealand right now, and I could tell her a few things he was saying about what was great about New Zealand, and also a few things I've researched on my own. Having some skills, getting through all that clutter and finding the good stuff, such as the low crime rate and good places to stay, and how to use TripAdvisor. It's an example of Curation Live, and also an example of what Curation could do for you if you have a particular niche of information.
Give us again an example of you reach out to who is it you're trying to build a relationship with, what do they want, and then how can you build something to meet that need or to serve that need.
And one of the things the speaker says, your niche chooses you. Okay, you think you figure out what you're supposed to be doing. A lot of times, what you're supposed to be doing comes up and hits you in the face.
So what shows up in my inbox a few days after I decide to focus on curation? An invite from Scoop It. Something that I have been invited to when it was in beta, and now I'm using the business version. So this is a Scoop It newsletter page where I have listed topics that relate to each other. These two particular topics that came up on my Scoop It feed stream are about IBM and comparing it to what's going on with Apple. And you'll notice if you move on down the page, another article that I've captured. And initially, this was kind of just a happy coincidence. This is about thriving versus wrong turns that some companies have made regarding innovation. And my particular niche is innovation in large institutions, not any type of innovation, but the kind that happens in companies. So my clients are large organizations. That's the clients I have right now. That's where I send the bills. So here is an example of how I use different steps 1 through 7, to use a curation tool, in this case Scoop It, to look for good content that relates to each other, makes some type of a systemic whole that's useful to clients, and then I integrate that into all of my social media.
Information that you want, and there's a source that you've learned to trust, can really help you out a lot.
Helps clients know who you are and helps them learn if they're a good match for you. Do they like you? And last but not least, are you building a trust relationship with your clients? Curation can help you do that.
One of the last things I want to share with you is about once you have a particular niche that you want to concentrate on, and you just saw what I thought about niches. How do you get really, really good?
So we have Beth's blog, and she has some great suggestions and some tools on one of her blogs about the ideal content curation practice. I'm also sharing Robin Good's clip from his own Scoop It curation stream. Robin Good is also rated highly on a 100-point scale, which many curation streams have some type of rating system. If clients are coming to you and you're billing, then something must be working. So good luck with curation. I hope it helps your business grow.
Okay.
One of the things with this chocolate here, this is one of the niches that Deb likes to follow, is low carbo food sources. And there's a whole group of people that follow her and her curation of low carb food. And actually she was highlighting to me this morning how this particular piece of low carb chocolate cake actually, and I think looks really fat. is actually pretty low carb and one of the highest hits in Pinterest, which is yet one of the other sources that she uses. So Deb put a fair amount of effort into producing this video for you, even though she wasn't able to make it today. So if you could, let's give Deb a round of applause. Really. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you about, well, before that, curation, one of the two things that come to mind with curation for me is, on a personal level, if you're looking to work with somebody, what they collect, the quality of what they collect, and how they present it to you speaks volumes for who they are and what they are, and what they're interested in doing. From a professional standpoint, that helps you if you're looking to engage somebody, because I know what Deb is all about. I know what her interests are. I know what sort of work she's doing for me, and I'm not even paying her right now. The other thing is curators like Deb can act as lenses into broader areas for you. You know, how many of us have hundreds of RSS feeds or dozens of RSS feeds or news sources that we're trying to skim through on a daily or every other day basis? We start to suffer with that overload that she was talking about. So if you find somebody like Deb who is able to go ahead and effectively focus on a niche, collect and present for your consumption the best of the best in a particular target area, she's offering value to you. It saves you time and effort. You just use her as a lens into that topic. It also helps you when it comes time to look for somebody like in Deb's case, focusing on organizational change and social media, that you can go ahead and say, hey, this is somebody who already knows, clearly demonstrates she's paying attention to what's current in this area. I'd like to go and engage this person. Now, what I want to talk to you about today is the blogging side of things. And part of why I wanted to talk about blogging as it relates to business is that really in about 3 years of going to Montana for marketing and a number of other events at Spark or elsewhere in the region, you know, we frequently address blogging, but we really never touch on it specifically. It's been around a while. It's like everybody assumes that everybody knows what blogging is, therefore we don't need to address it. But as I talk to people, it's clear that a lot of people, yeah, we sort of know blogging, we know blogging when we come across it, but if I asked you to write a definition for it and really constructively tell me what it is, most people don't have a real good understanding. So I wanted to talk about that today. One thing I will say is I'm not as zealous on this. You know, there are a number of different website types out there that may or may not be more suited to you or your business interests. There are wikis, there are media sites, there are different sort of journal sites, forum sites, what have you. So I'm not here to tell you that, hey, blogging is it, this is great, and you have to have it, because that may not be the case. So first, I'd like to start by demystifying blogging a little bit, and I'll start with a story. So in 2005, I had this website I used for a search for work at the time. Basically, in 2005, I used it essentially as an online business card. So I might get an event like this, and if somebody asked for my information or they needed it in a really timely fashion, I could send them a quick email with my phone or jot down an email address or something and say, hey, everything you need here, my resume, my contact info is right there, just go for it. And I can follow up later. Well, now we roll the clock forward 3 years. It's late 2008. And like many people in this area, I had the golden opportunity to go do another search for work. Gee, wasn't that great? So I realized that this old website I had, the best thing about it was my domain was already established, jtbeason.net. But I realized that my website was going to now have to be a central part to how I promote myself, how I conduct a search for work, how I engage people with consulting. Everything was going to need to flow through that website. Now, the original site was getting about 15 to 18 visitors a month, and that's a good month. Clearly, it wasn't doing a whole lot for me. So I needed to go ahead and change, and I had 3 basic goals. One was I needed to dramatically improve my visibility. The site simply had made me more visible. I had to do that by making it so I could be found. When I went and did a search for myself, I was at the bottom of the 3rd page of the Google search results. I don't know if I was later in it because I was looking for me. And I didn't care to go past the third page of Google search results. Why would you, you know? The last one was I needed it to sell. Just like any other website, I needed it to start pre-selling for me. You know, by the time, I mean, when you go to my website, if you haven't been there, I mean, you see the obligatory contact JT, about JT, and when, but what you really see are 3 years of me writing articles that say who I am, what I am, how I tackle things, the sort of problems I deal with, what I believe. So at the point that you decide to engage me or come up and shake my hand, you already know who I am. I've already pre-qualified myself if it was of interest for you to read. Now, if you've been a fond, frequent lunch and or marketing attendee over the last couple of years, you've seen at least one, if not a dozen, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, or other methodology discussions about how to improve traffic to one of these guys, whether it's Bing or Yahoo or whomever. The whole idea is that you want to get your traffic to rank higher, your site to rank higher on one of the search engines. The challenge is with these search engines, it all comes down to content. It all comes down to content. All these other methodologies are great, assuming you have something to work with, which means you need to have good, fresh, frequent, quality content on a regular basis going up your website. You've got to have, in particular, frequent content was the issue I needed to address. So at the time I started out as a static HTML website. I was using Microsoft Expression. You know, it's what we now call front page. And this was the sort of user interface I was working with. Well, this user interface tells you one thing right off. You're focused more on managing the site and the content than you are actually writing the content. And I don't know about you, but if you're marketing yourself, putting yourself out there, you want to be seen, you want to spend more time doing things, speaking in front of people, what have you, writing content on your site, you're focused on the content, not all the mechanics. So I might spend 30 minutes to 3 hours writing an article, but then I'd spend an hour here going through the mechanics and making sure all the nav bars hooked up right, the automation was working right, pictures were where they needed to be, and uploading everything. It just didn't scale. It wasn't effective for what I wanted to do, which was frequent posting of content. So again, sort of like I was saying, the focus when you're writing, my focus, and it's just like being any business owner or leader, you know, there are certain areas where you need to focus on. The rest of the housekeeping, you just need to assume it's going to work. You trust it's going to work. My time is in creating the content. That's where the value is, not all this other stuff that's in the fuzzies on that. So as I went forward, I spent about 2 weeks, most of my time for 2 weeks, early 2009, actually going out and saying, I think what I want to do is this thing called blogging. You know, because I want to frequently post stuff. And if you went out and did a search for blogging, what is blogging? How do you blog? Just do a dictionary search for blog. What you found was a lot of responses, because at this point we didn't have copywriter, pro blogger, Chris Brogan, and stuff. Those guys were still, even then, in their infancy in some of this stuff. We didn't have a lot of people telling me what it is, how to make money with it, and all that. What you got was online diary, online journal, referred to as web record, a web blog, shortened to blog. I'm like, wow, that was helpful. I'm really impressed, thank you. So what is it? It was really hard to quantify what it was conceptually, let alone the mechanics of how do I implement it, how do I do it on a day-to-day basis. So I went through all of these guys, either hands-on, or if my technical skill or time didn't permit, doing a lot more reading for me. And for the record, I chose WordPress. It works really well for me. And here's what I found a blog is. A blog is a continual stream of thought by an individual or organization that you begin to learn about over time. And the nice thing is now, with the benefit of social media sharing like Facebook and LinkedIn and all this stuff, by people leaving comments and having discussions on your site and about the things that you talk about, now the writer is able to begin forming a relationship with his or her readers. And isn't that what this whole thing boils down to? The whole point of life is about developing a relationship with people that you want to do more business with. In a business context, it's all about building relationships so that either in the short term or long term, you can begin to monetize that relationship. That's what it's all about. So before, where I had the content management that I was doing, a blog, I mean, when somebody says, hey, I've got a blog, what they're using is a content management system, a CMS, if you've seen the acronym. And basically what that is it's a database software program sitting on your ISP server that takes care of storing all your content pieces on the media that you upload, storing it as nuggets inside the database, and then it takes care of making sure all the automation occurs when you hit publish. So the key thing to know on this is where I was spending about an hour, and this is really the strength for you for a content management system, is that where I was spending an hour going and posting and publishing my content before, now think of writing a Microsoft Word document, you put your pretty pictures in and whatnot. Instead of hitting save, you hit publish. And a number of things happen at one time. As soon as you hit publish, your RSS feeds get updated, your email distribution lists are populated to go out. The search engines are notified that you have new content up there. Your media is uploaded and indexed, and a whole bunch of other stuff. All your automation routines go on. Archives are created. Stuff is put where it's created. The whole point is you're not doing that. It happens automatically once you initially set it up. So now you get to focus on creating your content and going publish, tell the world, rather than I need to do this and I need to do this. Oh crap, I forgot that link. Hit publish and boom, it happens. So what do you need to create a blog? It really is very simple. One, if you just want to use a service, you can go to somebody like TypeTag or Blogger or WordPress.com or any number of sites, and you can spend your $10 or $15 a month, and they'll just host it. Some do it for free. If you want to do something, and I recommend more purpose-specific to your needs, you can self-host it. So you go get your domain, $10 to $30 a year, depending on who you register it through. Go find an ISP to host your site. That's as little as $6 a month. And then you go ahead and install WordPress or whichever CMS you choose to use. And most of the ISPs, I have yet to find one that doesn't, most of your ISPs have the auto install scripts already there. You literally answer a couple of questions and hit install, and in about 30 seconds, it comes back and says, done. Your blog is now online. It's literally that quick. So if you've got a couple of articles already written, inside a couple hours, you can literally go from having nothing, albeit with a generic theme, to having a few articles already posted and online. Case in point, gentleman I'm working with in Chicago right now, Andrew Stein. He's a chief marketing officer in the oil and gas industry. This is Steinbox, or the voice of Stein. He started out about 3 weeks ago with nothing. And I went through the process. He basically did it all himself. I just did the spoon feed coaching type stuff. Started with nothing. He got his domain, pointed it to his new ISP, put up his first few articles, and inside a few hours he had a few posts up and online, just that quick. To get to this point was another 20 or 30 hours of Andrew's time, along with a few phone calls or text messages with me, where he found the theme that he really liked. He went and found some widgets or add-on functionality that he put into it, personalize it, and tweak the headers and things like that. But fundamentally, about another 20 or 30 hours, let's say 35 hours of overall time over 3 weeks, he now went live this week. So if a CMO can do this, sorry Andrew if you're watching, but if a chief marketing officer can do this, whose focus in life is not the nitty-gritty of the technical world, there is not a single person in this room, if you want and believe you need a blog, that can't also do it with some coaching. Okay, let's see, moving right along. Practical examples of myself. So some of the benefits I've seen, I have had dozens and dozens of meetings and interview requests, because it basically starts like this, either by phone call, email, or a response on LinkedIn that says, I like what you have to say, blah, blah, blah. Would you like to meet for coffee? Or I like what you have to say, would you like to, can I give you a phone call? And generally, those are almost always mid and senior level managers or called owners of companies, what have you. So clearly, The messaging that I'm doing, the focus that I have is getting me the type of customers and relationships that I'm interested in. Free stuff. We all like free stuff. Well, you know, if you do something long enough, you begin to become known for it. And in this case, I also do business book reviews, particularly focused on leadership as part of the website. One, I'm trying to stay current with new thinking that's coming out. It also gives me something to write about and create content on the site so you have something to see. But then publishers came across this stuff and started contacting me. Well, Mr. Pedersen, would you be interested in doing a review of our book by this author if we send you a free copy? Well, the first time it happens, you go, wow, that's cool. Somebody's going to send me a $25 hardcover book and they want my opinion. Wow. It was pretty cool. It happened again. It happened again. Well, now, it's gotten to the point where I get 1 or 2 requests a week now. And I actually turn down more than I'm able to handle. I just can't read that many books. So, yeah, you know, I'm set for business. Well, I'm sorry, I'm set, you know, but you know, I've got plenty of books to choose from. And it's a direct result of doing something consistently and becoming known for it. Oh, recognized in public speaking. You know, if you do this stuff, then when asked to speak to a group of people, you might have a better chance of being warmly received. Or they may actually come to you and say, hey, I've been following your work. Would you like to come down to Indiana and speak to this manufacturers group that we're putting together? Wow, and you're going to pay me for it. That's a novel concept. Isn't that great? So this is all stuff that starts to happen directly related to my blogging activities. Request to contribute, yes. You can find my writings certainly on my website, livingstonpost.com, livingstontalk.com, Techly, which is a media outlet out of Chicago. I've even been routinely contributing out in Spokane, Washington. I've also been picked up in the Puget Bay Sound Tribune, of all places. I was really surprised to see how that one happened. For you, for growing your business, you know, one of the things we talk about is this is about driving and building and creating relationships. That's what business is about. Is how can I help you? How can I add value to you? Yes, hopefully there'd be something that, you know, comes from me out of talking with you. But ultimately, at the end of the day, my focus is what can I help you with today? What good can I give you out of my presentation? It's about building relationships. That's what the key thing is. And through that, you get better leads because the people that pay attention to you are the ones that are interested in what you have to say. If you never said it in the first place, there's nothing for them to listen to, and no, there will be nobody in the room. You have to talk. Learn from your followers, the people in Facebook, the social outlets, the people commenting on your website. Give you good ideas. They can tell you, hey, that was a great idea, do more. I don't like the colors you're using. Your latest product offering sucks, whatever it is. It gives you something to learn and listen to. If you've been blogging for a while, if you have established a voice on the internet, and this is key, if you have an established voice, not you started it today because something bad happened yesterday, but if you have an established voice on the internet, then if, say, your cruise ship goes bump in the night, when all the bad things start happening, you've got an established voice that people are going to go to hear what you have to say about it. So it's to your benefit to establish a voice so that you can actually respond to, unfortunately, negative things that might be getting said about you out on the web. Okay, I'm going to wrap up. Next to last slide. So, if you haven't seen the Valley, if you don't understand it clearly now, I'll give you 2 reasons why you really should pay attention to blogging in 2012. According to the state of social media, and this is a report that you can download off the web. It's about 38 pages or so. It makes really good high-level reading with pretty pictures. And this is one of them. For marketers, so this is your peers in this group. This is a marketing group I'm talking to. For folks in marketing, the #1 source cited for marketers going out to find out more about what's going on in social media, 82% say a blog is their first stop. So 82% of you, the first thing you do when you go looking for more social media organization information is you go out to a blog. That should be a reason for you to want to create a blog so you can get your voice out there and be seen as a thought leader among your own peers. That's one reason. in the same survey, surveying mid and senior level managers, when they looked at where is corporate America looking to increase its spend in social media in 2012, the single largest activity, either through increasing the content that's being created or simply getting started in it, is blogging. So there are two basic reasons. Either consider a blog because your peers are looking for them, they're looking to see what you have to say, or simply be aware that in 2012, that's the single biggest activity chunk of where your customers are looking to spend money this coming year. So that's all I have for you. Hopefully you got something of value out of this, and we'll go ahead and take questions. Okay, I will say this ugly thing, this QR code, if you can scan it, that's my contact information, feel free to go. And if you're so challenged that you can't do a QR code, I do have business cards for you if you're interested.
We have a couple minutes for questions. Here we go.
Hi, you mentioned blogging is a great marketing tool. All these things have come to you out of it, but it would seem that in most spaces there's a lot of noise. And so how do you get your blog noticed above all that noise?
I think one, it comes down to, so how do you get yourself, if you're in here, how do you get focused? How do you gain visibility and distinction amongst all the noise? One, it takes longevity. That's part of why I said the established voice piece, because this isn't something where, oops, my cruise ship ran around, I better go create a blog. You need to have been established. And established means 6 to 12 months runtime, more than likely. The good thing about it, since it starts out slow, it gives you time to learn before too many people are paying attention to you. But it comes down to consistent, frequent, clean, quality content. It really comes down to that. That's how my stuff is distinguished. And what happens is the more well-focused and the more frequent, and I would say next to quality content, frequency is number one. Because the more you deliver on that, the higher you get ranked. If you search JT Pedersen today on Google or Yahoo or Bing, I just did it to make sure, I will clobber the first 2 pages of results on Google, and I'll have most of the third page of results if you search for JT Pedersen. 3 years ago, I was nowhere to be found. Now, I clobber the first 3 pages. Yes?
Well, I just had a question from the presentation when she was talking about these tools for finding the content out there, and then organizing them. Are all of those pieces of content that she's collecting from RSS feeds, or are they from various sources besides just RSS?
Well, I wish Deb was here to answer specifically. My understanding is generally she may discover it through an RSS feed, but since she's posting and citing sources, and generally you have the sources feed, she'll end up going out to the specific website and grab it.
So they might be different.
Yes. So there are a range of different sources. The thing I like about was like Scuba in particular was the newspaper type appearances to how it's being fed to. Me, I tend to like more structured approaches rather than helter-skelter. So I really like the Scuba approach. After that one, we've got one up here too.
Hi, I had more of a comment versus a question, and maybe you can weigh in on this, but it seems to me most of the presentation was geared on talking about creating a blog from a professional person standpoint. I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows not to discount the differences between creating a blog personally and creating one on behalf of a company, because you can't approach a company marketing program as the blog as a one-off. It has to be integrated with all your other communications programs, and that oftentimes takes a lot of development. It's something that you probably wouldn't do in 2 to 3 hours by just putting up a website on WordPress. It takes figuring out what your niche is, the type of content that you want to talk about and that your audience is going to care about, and often a lot of creative has to go into that. So I just wanted to make sure that you draw that distinction.
Oh, I absolutely agree with him. Part of my focus with that is 2 basic efforts, is that for this audience, the majority audience here are single or small proprietorships. And the biggest challenge for a lot of people, including Mr. Stein, in getting a blog going is fear of the unknown, fear of the technical engagement that's required. You know, so the key is that everybody can create one, either personally or for their own business. That having been said, certainly in a larger organization, a blog should be part of your overall go-to-market approach, your overall branding, your corporate communication, mark-on type stuff. So if you are in a large organization, they're going to spank you more than likely if you just all of a sudden pop up a blog about Acme Corp. So it's a very valid point. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Leslie, and first of all, I just wanted to say that I either attend or do some sort of webinar on blogging every month because I'm a professional blogger, and this is one of the better presentations I've seen.
Thank you, very kind.
Second of all, I guess I still don't understand the definition of curation the way I should.
The way I view curation, and again, I apologize, I wish Deb had this little earpiece in here and tell you. The way I look at curation is you're essentially carefully collecting information. So Deb is looking at stuff that has to do, for instance, with organizational change. She's looking at all this information, and specific to her level of interest, she's pulling the best of the different
So
pieces.
is it I'm doing it, or am I paying somebody like Deb to do it?
Well, Deb is doing this for free. So Deb does it because she likes it. She likes to collect this stuff. If you know Deb, she's got her fingers in 3 million things, and she's pulling the best of everything that's being inspired.
So like Stumble Upon would be like a curation system?
Actually, it probably would. I don't think it would. I don't know that they would describe themselves that way, but I think that's a good description.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
then, you know, like I said, is because you get to see what Deb's interested in, by default or by intent, you can use that as a means of evaluating Deb or myself for that matter. Who we are is reflected upon by what it is we choose to represent to you.
So we have time for one more question. Thomas Blackwell here having his hand up.
My question is for people who never blog like myself and wanted to get into blogging. What type of content would I put in my first few blogs, as it were, if I were talking to people?
So how to get started, what to say.
Yeah.
I would say, especially for an individual, the key thing with blogging is, what is it I want to say? It can be anything. You know, despite what your chosen profession may be, you know, I'm an avid motorcyclist. I'm getting ready to start another blog. There's a good chance it's going to be focused on motorcycling. It's going to be distinct from what I do professionally, and it's something that I simply like to do. So, one, I would say, like any other business activity, if you're going to start it, you need to have some sense of passion for it. And the reason you need to have some passion for it is because you need to be able to contribute to this thing on a regular basis. If you want, if you want to just do it as a hobby, that's great. I like to say stuff. I like to say stuff. But if you want to go ahead and actually use it to drive business, you want to have something focused to say, and you need to make sure that you feel strongly about it enough so that you can regularly deliver content. One of the biggest challenges to bloggers, they go, I've got a lot to say. And they set up a blog and they get going, and after about story number 23, in the 4th day, they have nothing left to say. So stagger and say, hey, once a week's the minimum if you want to drive traffic. Twice a week is ideal. Some folks will say different numbers, but at least once a week. Have something to say. And it doesn't have to be a multi-page dissertation. You know, studies have shown that the average person starts to fade away after about 600 words or so. Which is about, you know, a screen and a half. You know, maybe 2 screens, depending on the resolution. So you don't have to kill yourself. If it's a long topic you want to address, break it into chunks. It could be the next 2 weeks worth of topics. You know, part 1 today, part 2 on Friday, part 3 on Monday next week. You know, so the key thing is do you have enough to say to keep it going? That would be my biggest concern. Because I have no doubt you have something to say now, but do you have enough to keep it going? Okay.
And thanks, GT. A comment from me real quick. You know, quick blog is always a microblog, right? So Twitter, you can say 140 characters. But also a really simple tool is the Tumblr. It's a really easy way if you just want to start a personal blog. Some stuff out there, I think Tumblr is really easy. So you play with Tumblr a little bit?
A little bit. What's interesting is Tumblr is also one of the areas that folks want to grow, businesses want to grow in this year. It's down in the rankings in ways, like 4th, but even they want to grow growth in Tumblr with 10%.
All right, let's give JT Pedersen a big round of applause. I started tweeting from some client location. She's not really in the space lab. Does anyone know where that comes from? Anyone know where that joke came from? Anyone? Huh? Okay, I'll enlighten you. I'll let you. It's U2. U2, they always beam in the people from the space station during their concerts. Anyone seen that? And then you talk to the people orbiting the Earth. It's pretty cool. I highly recommend it. Okay, so anyways, enough of that gesturing. So now we get to introduce ourselves. You get to introduce yourself. And we do it reasonably quickly. You know, we can get around the whole room in 15 minutes. And just tell us your name, your company, and then briefly, if you are looking for something, you know, if you're hiring somebody, if you're looking to be hired, if you have a request, et cetera, et cetera. And we'll go all the way around the room, and then we'll close. And we're going to start here with Mary Lou, who's so kindly, Mary Lou is a great writer, and she takes notes during these things, and then she publishes content that we put on the LA2M website. And she does it all as a volunteer. So thank you, Mary Lou, and I'll let you introduce yourself. And please stand up when you do so.
Hi, I'm Mary Lou Olds, and I do a variety of things. I work for Arbor.com. I'm a licensed life and health insurance agent, and I'm also a freelance writer.
I'm Ross Johnson. I'm with a design agency called 3.7 Designs. We do branding, websites, mobile websites, search engine optimization, that sort of thing. Any of you who are interested in WordPress or blogging, I also run a free monthly group called WordPress Ann Arbor. We're meeting 1 week from today at the Work Pal Exchange. You can see me afterwards. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Dusak, and I'm a designer and web developer. And in April, I'm hosting a 2-day do-it-yourself WordPress workshop where we will walk you through setting up a self-hosted blog or website. So if you're interested, see me after. That's okay. Hi, I'm Leslie McGraw, and starting next month, I'll launch my business Let's Go, which is already my pen name. I'm a professional blogger. I provide content for 8 different sites, including Bounty Paper Towels and Ann Arbor Journal. And I'm looking for people that would like to help get a blog started, specifically businesses that want to have a narrative piece about their customers. That's what I specialize in.
Hello, my name is Scott Phillips, and I work with the Innovo Group. We're a local innovation consulting firm here in Ann Arbor. We help companies find new markets for their existing products, services, and technologies. And I also live in Lee Platinum Home, the first one here in Ann Arbor. I just started a WordPress blog about 3 weeks ago, and I need a lot of help with WordPress. So I will be ready for conferences right away.
My name is Mark Johnson. My first time here today. I enjoyed it very much. And I'm a marketer, an educator, architect by background, and I do social media. And my focus is B2B for the design and building product industry.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dave Murray, the big guy with Good Stuff Studios. And when I get annoyed, I like to kick puppies. That's not true at all. It's usually babies. Anyway, I say things like that to get your attention and all that, just because that's what we do for you with our bold graphics. So if anybody's looking for websites, logos, brochures, trade show graphics, any of that, come see me, Dave Murray, big guy at Good Stuff Studios. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Brian Biskiner from 2020 Communications and Wireless Zone, and I kick Dave Murray. Just want to tell you about our store out on Jackson Road. There's a lot of great things going on with Android right now, and lots of gadgets coming out. You can stop out, I can show you whatever you want to see, and we can talk about the Droid Bionic that's had a pretty good price reduction, and it's a great deal right now. And my Bluetooth, I can actually get text read to me, and then I can read text out while I'm driving, you know, because you're not supposed to text while driving. You don't have to anymore, you just talk to your Bluetooth. So come on out and see me.
Hi, I'm Dennis Kufinski. I'm in sales and marketing, and I'm a 15 years graduate. I'm helping Roger out with the videotaping.
I'm Roger Rayle. I do videotaping here and a bunch of other places, including next week from Tuesday at the ACE 12 at Skyline. Be about 1,000 entrepreneurs and business people there. So if you can't make it, but you should. You can always. We're going to try to live stream it if there's enough bandwidth at Skyline High School. And my WordPress site is dark today because I installed the WordPress plugin to protest SOPA and PIPA. If you don't know about it, these are two bills that are making their way through Congress that are going to basically kill the internet as we know it.
Hi, I'm Cleo Parker. I have a personal blog and a couple of static sites that I've created in WordPress. I'm a great fan of WordPress. And I'm available to do freelance projects in business research and data analysis.
Hi, my name is Vincent McGowan. I'm from a company that's called Mac Canopy. We're a family-owned awning and canopy business, and we're just here to get more information to, let's say, get more responses from our website, and to learn to blog and to create more leads. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jane Delancey, Delancey Design. Let's say you need a brochure, maybe a logo, maybe a website. How important is it how it looks? Do you want a great looking website? Great looking brochure, logo? That's what I do. Jane Delancey, DelanceyDesign.com. Thanks.
Hi, Dave Cam, Principal with IB Marketing Consulting Services. I focus on business-to-business and technology marketing, strategy, tactics, implementation, etc. That's ibconsulting.com.
Hi, I'm Joey Hampton. I work for Torrance Learning, and we are a e-learning company. We do instructional design and development.
Hi, I'm Taylor Hollick, and I work at Regroup right around the corner. I actually just started a couple months ago, and I'm really happy to be back in Ann Arbor, so I can actually walk to things like this. I am the social media director over there, and then Regroup as a whole is a marketing and communications firm.
Hi, I'm Lori Lopez. I am a marketer and student. I have a traditional media background, and I am learning more about digital marketing to expand my knowledge.
My name is Colin Beavers. I work for Forest Health Services. We're a management company for multi-specialty hospitals in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. I'm the media coordinator, so I'm here trying to gather information regarding lead generation and digital marketing.
I'm Kevin Gillespie. I help people be better at what they do. Currently, I'm working with a group up in Lansing, really creative team called Harvest Creative Services. But if you want to go to my website, it's www.what'sinyourtoolkit.com.
My name is Vince Palmerian with Promotions, etc. We do branded apparel, promotion, and marketing.
Hi, I'm Pam Palmieri. I'm with Promotions, etc. as well. We also help people with recognition programs and trade show strategies.
Hi, I'm Michelle Garcia. This is my first time here. I work for TSS and Tours, Total of Learners to Mexico, Colombia, and Bolivia, and I'm from Mexico.
Hi. Sorry. I can't talk. Casey Peters from Dexter Builders. We focus mainly on residential remodeling projects, but if you need something built, we'll do our best. I'm here today because we got a new website starting in the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to be writing a blog, so check it out, dexterbuilders.com.
Good afternoon. My name is Ellen Vaughn, and this is my first time here. Last fall, I launched Vaughn LLC with that very cryptic name. My background is in information technology. I bill myself as a generalist, so if you have general questions about information technology, you need to use the technology, but you do not feel yourself comfortable in that environment, I'm available to help you kind of sort through all those various things.
Hello, my name is Freddie Rosenthal. I own a local insurance agency with a team of advisors, and I help people who are sick and tired of not getting their calls returned by their agents.
Hi, I'm Ryan Colby from Next Door Neighbor Marketing. We provide digital marketing services to businesses, and we specialize working with companies in information technology.
Hi, I'm Tasha Moore with Martopia Public Relations Group and marketing. We do marketing and public relations nationwide, helping companies to grow their business. And our CEO will be doing the presentation here on February 8th, helping to explain the importance of your business's reputation and helping drive your sales and marketing.
I'm Bud Gibson. I created the search marketing program at Eastern Michigan University. And our students come out skilled at helping small businesses and large businesses develop their digital marketing presence, particularly in pay-per-click advertising, and then converting all of those visitors that you get into customers.
Hi, I'm Stacy with Dollarville. We're the local digital print shop, business cards, brochures, postcards. We even have mailing services.
Hi, I'm Claire Hughes, and I'm an independent marketing, communications, and also fundraising professional.
Good morning, I'm Dr. Thomas Blackwell, principal owner of Impel, a motivational company. I'm also associated with a group of highly ambitious people who help individuals develop other streams of income.
I'm Ben Taw. I'm with a company called Data Space. We specialize in the field called business intelligence, which is essentially helping large organizations take data out of their databases and put it into formats where they can analyze it. We do have a website, a blog, a Tumblr blog, and Twitter stuff, and LinkedIn stuff, and stuff.
My name is Louis Meeks. I have a company called Victory Tax Solutions. I always get nervous when I have to speak like this. I don't have all the Tumblr and all that stuff. We help people nationwide who have tax debt problems, and so I'm just trying to, we currently buy leads from other sources, and we're trying to bring that in-house and figure out the blogging and social media, etc. And one of the questions I have out there is still trying to figure out is dealing with people who have tax debt problems. They don't want to brag about it or advertise it, so just trying to figure out how social media and blogging kind of plays out with that situation. So that's me.
Hi, I'm Bridget Mondra. I have a small editing and proofreading business that I'd like to optimize out there on the internet a little bit more. So I'm here to learn things. I'm a student, and a professional job hunter. So, yeah. Eloise?
Hi, I'm Eloise Anignas. I own and operate Anna Graphics, which is a print design company specializing in publication design and curricula materials. And I'm looking for an internship. I've recently completed an advanced certificate in Internet Professional Program at WCC. I have a well-rounded background in design, user experience, and SEO and web analytics. So I'm looking for a paid internship.
Good afternoon, everyone. Fran DePlanche with Zenacom. We are a Microsoft technology firm based in Farmington Hills, dealing in managed network services, managing computers, computer network and security, as well as custom software development, .NET development, web application development, and mobile application development. Fran DePlanche with Zenacom.
Susan Harris, tech writer, focusing on internet engineering. If I'm always looking for local people who tweet, so if you do, give me a card and I will, follow you.
Carter Sherline, Frog Press Studios. I'm a commercial editorial and portrait photographer. Looking for people who are deep photography.
Hi, Mike Wynn with Sandler Training. We work with folks who are frustrated with their sales results. A couple of events coming up I want to tell you about. If you own a company or manage a sales team where you've got other people who you hope can be successful selling for your company, we're doing something with the Ann Arbor Atlantic Chamber of Commerce next Tuesday It's at 3 o'clock, called The 7 Deadly Sins of Managing Salespeople. It's a seminar on how to not demotivate people you expect to go out there and get things done. The other event is something we call the Entrepreneur Luncheon. So if you own a business and you have to wear the sales hat, and you're frustrated with prospecting, closing deals, that sort of stuff, it's a luncheon. It's Friday, so you better talk to me today if you want to come to it, because we've got to order food. So Mike Wynn at Sandler Training.
Thanks, Mike. And yeah, my name's Derek Maribon, and I have a little company a couple doors down, a digital marketing agency. And I also teach at Michigan State University. I'm a proud Spartan. Any Spartans out there?
No.
You? Yeah, no, Michigan won. Yeah, good game.
That was a good game.
All you Wolverines. But yeah, I'm really excited because I teach a class called the New Media Driver's License. And my book, I just found out with my publisher, should be here tomorrow, like at my office. So I'm very excited. That's exciting. It's the New Media Driver's License Resource Guide. It's a really comprehensive book. That'll be a business book that'll teach you all about new media marketing, some of the stuff we learned about today, but it'll also be used for our class and other universities, hopefully around the country. So we'll have an event coming up probably with that. The other thing, speaking of events, if anyone in here think they would be really good at helping us book speakers for LA2M, like that could be a way you could help. If anyone thinks they'd be good at that, I'd love to hear from you, because we have some criteria for speakers, but it's a lot of work. So if somebody wants to volunteer, that'd be a great way to get involved if you're good at that. All right, now I'm going to hand it out to Dee to close this.
Hi, I'm Dee Davey, Creative Ideas Marketing. I help businesses improve their revenues and grow their business. Clients come to me when they're concerned because they might see their customers are leaving or there's more competition, and they know they need to do something different, but they're not quite sure what. Dee Davey, Creative Ideas Marketing. I'm also the voice of Lunch Ann Arbor Marketing, and it's my pleasure to introduce next week's speaker. We have Keith Bourne. Many of you probably know Keith through Mobile Monday. He's one of our mobile gurus locally in Ann Arbor. And Keith is going to give us a kind of recap on the trends that were happening in mobile in 2011, but how they are seriously going to be impacting businesses in 2012, and we need to keep our eyes and ears open and be attuned into what's happening with mobile, because mobile is the future. So next week here at Lunch Ann Arbor Marketing, we have Keith Bourne talking on mobile, what's happening in 2012. See you then.